Because you don't need 20 friends. You just need 3 motherfuckers and you can take over a country. Okay, that's what we're confused as Americans. We think we need all these motherfuckers. You give me 3 bad motherfuckers and you're finished. You understand me? You're fucking finished because we got each other.
The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
It's going to get crazy tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Wednesday night review here on Beyond Wednesdays, where, you know, I thought what we did last week was crazy, and we're gonna go steroid Beyond Wednesdays pre-San Diego tonight, full on. We got a lot to talk about. Shout out to everybody that's hung out during the session. The session was excellent. I was telling Clutch backstage that it was 116 today. It's still 114, 113 right now. It's ridiculous out here, and boy, am I happy that San Diego is coming. Oh my God, dude. I just don't want to be here for the heat. The monsoon's cool, but the heat is nuts, dude. It's nuts. So, yeah.
Since I moved down to Los Angeles in the Southern California, it's like, you know, I'm like, oh, it's 82 degrees. It's so sweltering hot down here. So
yeah,
I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
I live in California in the same desert as Brian. If you've ever been to Vegas, that is the easiest airport for me to drive to. I'm technically closer to LAX, but if you've ever driven from where I live to LAX and back compared to the 15, one way to the airport and one way back, all take cruise control at 90.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's going to be excellent because me and Yee are going to be, Yee's flying in Monday, and then we're going to be taking off Tuesday morning to meet these 2 knuckleheads that are with us. Joe and Stein are flying in Thursday night. Dude, it's going to be a crazy couple of days. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you guys didn't get to see it yet, but Clutch debuted the banner of what it looks like. He got the banner in for San Diego. So we're
nice.
pretty stoked about
Oh,
that.
sweet.
Yeah.
I brought one for us.
I showed up too late.
Yeah. It was dope. But here's the thing. Like, I think these like 2 to 3 weeks before San Diego are special. They're fun. They're for people that are going. There's a lot of like, you got to get stuff done quick. Shout out to Alex who just dropped 10 gifted memberships. Appreciate you, brother. For the people that are going, there's like this anxiety in these first couple weeks before the con, and it's kind of nice to do some fun content, hang out together. And then not only that, we dropped some really cool stuff for you last week for the people that aren't going to get to go to San Diego. We debuted our G.I. Joe 318 Suspiria covers, which now are only going to be available at the con and a few eBay live sales from us here and there during the week. So congrats to everybody that got that. But we said we're gonna screw it. Let's just do better tonight. And I think we're debuting like, I don't know, 30 books or something like that. So be ready. We've got the goodies tonight. And one of the most special things about tonight is not only that, we have 3 great guests coming to hang out with us. I'm sure Hood will be here sometime soon. And Hood's going to be going too, so it's going to be a lot of fun. But I was hoping Hood was going to be here when we bring on this next guest because, Sveta Shubina's art deserves a mama, and I'm sure he'll be here by the time we talk about it. But we can't get Sveta here from where she's at. She's in Europe. But what we can do is we can play a little video from her tonight, which is pretty cool. So here we go.
Hi guys, this is Sveta Shubina, and I'd like to take a moment to thank all of you, my fans, collectors, and retailers, for an incredibly warm welcome into the comic book industry. Your encouragement and support means the world to me, and I truly couldn't be here without you. Also, I'm beyond excited to share with you my brand new and obviously hot Pin-Apocalypse San Diego Comic-Con exclusive cover, as well as the return of The Curse of Cleaver County. I really hope you like them. Moreover, we have a very special project coming soon with Brian.
This is my book of the week, you guys.
That wins.
Yep. 1 in 25,
that's a
Sveta
blue-green
Shubina.
book, man.
Yep. It's that artist that we've been talking about here on Beyond Wednesdays for a while. This is called Pin-Apocalypse. It's from Massive. This is a 1 in 25, Sveta Shubina. This is going to be a big book.
And the House of Stein team. I'm also freaking out when I see my covers among their top lists. That's really cool.
Here's the thing, you guys. I think we still have to give Sveta the crown because at number 1 this week, Detective Kaiju, issue number 1, the Sveta Shubina, 1 in 25.
This one, I mean, I had to put it above because it's selling for more. The Pin-Apocalypse is selling for 150. This one's selling for 175 to 200.
It's a tie.
I think that's why this one had to get the nod.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Thanks again for love and support, and I can't wait to show you what's next.
I muted everybody during that video, so go ahead and unmute yourself. But since Hood's here, we got to get right to the show, ladies and gentlemen. We have a special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Adam from Comics Board Inc., Sveta's art manager here in the States, who has been working with Sveta for 4 years now. And that was pretty cool, brother. That was pretty cool to see that video, man.
It was extremely cool, and like I told you before, that I've been with her for almost 4 years, and that's the first time I've ever heard her voice as well. Like we've never talked on the phone or gotten a video. I talk to her all the time using voice text because I'm always driving and I have to. But yeah, it was kind of cool. I made fun of her a little bit about it too. I said, hey, this is the first time I'm ever going to hear your voice, so I'm glad she was able to do it for us.
Yeah, man. Absolutely unreal. And tonight we're gonna do some cool stuff, you guys. We're gonna talk about something really special. Adam is setting up at San Diego this year, and which is pretty crazy. Synchronicity. I think it was kind of like a last second thing where you found out you were gonna get the chance to do it, and I'm really glad you did, because not only Sveta but also you rep Andrew Tarasov, right? So
Correct,
yeah, and both of these amazing new artists need a footprint at the biggest con in the world, right? They have to have it, especially with Sveta being so freaking super hot right now. It's crazy.
Definitely.
And we have a lot of stuff that we're going to debut tonight. Not only with Sveta, we're going to talk about a couple of other things. We have variants from the guys tonight we're going to debut. We got Josh Blaylock coming on with Pop Mhan in a little bit. And here's the funny thing. So I forget how we were talking, Adam, but we were talking and something came up about Josh. And I said, Josh is going to be on the show tonight and with you. And he's like, oh, no shit. And he mentioned we have a special variant with them, yada, yada. And so we're going to be announcing like 3 Sveta Shubina exclusives tonight on the show. Not only that, we'll be dropping multiple links tonight for you guys to get multiple San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. We've, been really lucky to have all these guys, do this and hang out with us and drop these books. So not only are you going to be able to get these books at San Diego, but there's going to be a small amount allocated we're gonna drop a link in a little bit for these books to get you guys some. But I want to start talking about Comics Board Inc. Before we start anything, Adam.
Sure.
You've been doing this a long time, man. You're an OG in this. How long and tell us about Comics Board Inc. and how long you've been running the site.
So Comic Board started way back in 2002. Back then it was called the Comic Boards, and it was meant to be a social network type site before social network existed. I didn't know what that was. It was just supposed to be a place for artists, writers, inkers, colorists, everything to do with comic books to get together and be able to find each other to create projects. And it was pretty successful. It started out pretty well. We went to San Diego with it. We got invited to the Marvel party that year, and it was nice to be able to go up to that room and hear people like CB Cebulski and Casada, tell me that they have already been to the site and already knew what it was. That was a trip. So ultimately, it just came down to a money thing. I was basically trying to run this social media site, this social networking site on my own dime, and it was incredibly expensive, especially back in 2002. Basically took all that I had and shut down for a little while, and then it came back, and the newest iteration of it is it's Comic Boards Inc. A place for artists to showcase their work, and it's a no contracts, no strings attached, just a place to be seen. And through that, I've been able to do a lot of cool projects like you're showing right now, the Versus project. That's actually kind of coming back right now. The site is really old, so it's probably not the best thing to really take a look at right now if we're going to rebuild it. But actually, Sveta's helped me. Sveta's actually helped me rebuild a brand new site. So, but it'll be back, and it'll have a lot more features on it. And yeah, I just as I transitioned with it, I was just representing different artists, helping them with projects, whether it be someone new to the scene like Andrew. I met Andrew back in, oh boy, I think like 2000 and maybe 12. It was whatever the last Stan Lee's LA Comic Con was. I can't remember what year that was, but that's where I originally met Andrew, and started working with him and started selling his art at shows for him. He eventually had to leave the States again, and I was able to represent him even more here for him. And then through Andrew, I met Sveta, which has been fantastic, obviously. Andrew came to me a little over 4 years ago, asking if I could help Sveta out. And at the time, I really wanted to, because I looked at her site and I was like, holy cow, this is amazing. But I was taking care of my father at the time, my father who was getting ready to pass. And so I just couldn't do it. And then the war started. Sveta is in Ukraine. I appreciate Brian just saying Europe, because we're not trying to make it at all about anything going on over there. But she is in Ukraine. And when the war started, they unfortunately shut everything down. They shut down her Etsy. They shut down all of her ways of income. And so they reached out one more time and asked if I was able to do anything. I said, yeah, of course, and so I took over right then and there, and it's been great ever since. I mean, it's been game changing for me for sure. And, introducing her, she was already well established. She was already 300,000, plus followers before I met her. But I introduced her to the comic book world, and she's having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. A matter of fact, you put out her first published work, which
I did.
Right now is crazy. Secondary prices on that book have shot through the roof. I think there was only like 250 of them or something like that at the time.
I think might have only been 200. I'll have to double check.
Wow.
200 or 250.
Crazy.
Yeah, for those of you guys that don't know, this is a nice little sneak peek at something we're going to talk about later. This is Night Walkers, and this is Sveta's first professional work that I'm sure we're going to see more on the hot lists. It just started peeking in, and the only reason is because it's so rare. We haven't seen very many sales of it. The sales that we are seeing, they're $300 pluses now, and it's fascinating. It's not surprising.
$15 on our site.
Yes. Yes, right. I
Yep.
think I got them from Sveta's Etsy. Is where I got
Okay.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but it's crazy because you know she did another book after that, the Cleaver County book. Can you talk a
Yeah.
little bit about that? Because that's the first book I
Yeah.
want to talk about tonight. For
Sure.
our reveals.
So I met, excuse me, I met Garrett Gunn, who was the creator of Curse of Cleaver County. I met him a long time ago, back when he was just a comic book store employee up in Redding, California. I happened to just be passing up. I was going to a Portland show, I think, and I always stop at the comic book stores, like I'm sure all you do when you're traveling. And I met Garrett back then, and then Garrett since then has done his own thing, which is fantastic. He's a writer, and he was working with Source Point Press when that book came out, The Curse of Cleaver County. And unfortunately, after issue 3, that one right there, it got canceled. There just wasn't enough orders. It's a small press thing, and the book unfortunately never finished. I believe there's going to be 6 issues total, and we actually had already done art for 2 more issues. And when all the buzz on this one started, all the heat, all the just crazy sales, they have decided Garrett, he's his own company now, and he has retained the rights to that book, and we're going to relaunch it.
Amazing.
And so one of our exclusives is actually one of the unused pieces of art for that book that we didn't have out yet. That piece that you already saw will not be used again. That piece is going to stay on that book and maintain its rarity. So that will not be reprinted. But that is the new Comic Con exclusive that we'll have this coming San Diego, and we're actually going to release some. Those are some of the books we'll release tonight as well.
I want you guys that are watching this to think about that real quick. Like, we love Garrett Gunn over here. We're big fans of Garrett. We've talked about multiple of
I
his
still have
books.
so many of these coins to give
Yeah.
them. So.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
So, but to hear that a book that was canceled did so well selling a variant because an artist got hot, that they're able to restart the series is fucking amazing.
It's cool. It's cool, and it's a fun series. I mean, it's your high school, not high school, but like young adult slasher typical tropes, and like Scooby Doo meets Friday the 13th type story. And so Sveta really enjoyed the character, and she did. That we were so sad, all of us, all 3 of us, Garrett, Sveta, and myself, were so sad that this art wasn't going to get to see the light of day. And there's another one that's just gorgeous. It's so beautiful.
Well,
It's probably Sveta's favorite of the 3, and that one will be released as well once the book relaunches this winter. I believe is what the target is.
Beautiful. What a cool story.
Yeah.
Again, that is the power of the secondary market, and when the people that are buying books show how important they are, and it's pretty damn cool to see a new artist that has been in this game for a short period of time now, and it has a story of Sveta's that is easy to root for. We love those people that we can root for. We love their art, but we also love that we can root for them. I think that's why we fall in love with artists to begin with. So, but the biggest book that dropped this year that kind of put Sveta on the map was the Pinup Apocalypse stuff. Talk about Pinup Apocalypse and Massive and your relationship with Michael over there.
Sure. So, like I said, I met Andrew, way back when, and Andrew had done Pin Apocalypse. It was his own. It's kind of like his baby. It's what he created. He wrote it, illustrated it, everything. Did a fantastic job, and he was looking for a home for it. And I had he came to me and asked me, he's like, hey, can we get this published? I'd like to get this published in the US and get it out there. I really want people to see it. And I had places I could go to. There were definitely some places I could go to, but obviously, I've known Mike Calero of Massive. Oh my goodness. I think we're at 20 years, if not more now. And Mike was actually one of the. I should have sent you a picture. There's an old picture from 2002 where Mike and I are at Ape. We're at the Alternative Press Expo with the comic boards. Mike was one of the original comic boards creators as well. And man, that's an old picture. It's hilarious. But it was kind of a no-brainer to go to Massive, not just because of Mike and I's relationship, but the offer that they have to, kind of give us the creative freedom, I guess, to do what we want to do what Andrew wants to do, so that Andrew can see what he wants realized. Mike is on board to do it. And that's also what he's doing with Massive Indies. Massive Indies is letting so many creators get out there that couldn't otherwise. And so it was just a perfect fit. It was tremendous, and it's been tremendous. And, there's a lot more coming. This is just the start, and I'm sure people have noticed that, Sveta's the 1 in 25 on every issue, and Sveta, all of her books that have been coming out and making waves, most of them are coming through Massive, and that's because Mike is doing such a good job of marketing her.
I think we talked to Mike either right after this popped or right before it, and we had seen it on FOC, and he was on the industry show. And I remember talking to him about this, and you're exactly right. I think that it's important that, a publisher kind of make those decisions on what's the best ratio books here. We talk about that all the time, that, you can do so much more for a book and a cover by picking the right ratios. And man, just a perfect little situation. Now, this, like you said, has turned into multiple 1 in 25 hits for Sveta. I mean, she had been, I want to say, Hood and E, what was it, like 3 weeks in a row, if not more, on the Hot 10, either in the number 1 or number 2 spot. And by the way, when she was in the number 2 spot, she also held the number 1 spot, as you saw in the video tonight. So, that's like...
Yeah, it was like a solid month. Like, it seemed like almost like 2 months. It seemed like it was like Mark Spears, and then it was Sveta, like right after each other. Like, it was always like one or the other.
No, but the value
and
of
also
the books shot up.
Yeah.
And also that clip tripped me out too. I was like, what am I doing on screen?
Yeah, dude, it's been nuts, and it's pretty cool, that she noticed that. So again, big shout out to her for when she sees that. Thank you so much for that video, and hopefully at some point we'll be able to get her to a point where she can come on a show, or even show up at a con sometime for fans out there to get autographs and stuff. But even though she's not showing up at a con, you're gonna have a presence at a big con now, San Diego, where it's not just going to be one book. It's going to be multiple books, multiple things, multiple pieces of art. I mean, you do go around the country to some of these, like, the monster cons and stuff. As a matter of fact, I know the only reason you're probably not at the one here in Phoenix is because you're getting ready for San Diego right now, I'd imagine.
100%. Mad Monster is actually one of our favorites. We love Eben and everybody there. We're there every year. Sveta, a lot of people are missing out on some really great Sveta art, because Sveta does the official art for Mad Monster. She does the posters there. We do them for Sinister Creature Con here in Sacramento. And there's just some fantastic characters that she's come up with that a lot of people don't get to see unless you go to the shows. But I do a show. I'm at a convention typically twice a month, every month, and it's representing Sveta. We're selling her artwork and mostly artwork. The comic books thing is honestly a new thing for us, and a lot of the shows we do, they're not really into comics. I do Monster Palooza and a lot of these big giant horror shows. The other one is Midsummer Scream. Yeah, there you go. And yeah, it's mostly just the art.
Well, now there's the comic books, and now there's going to be San Diego Comic-Con, which is awesome.
Yeah.
you know, we're going to be talking about San Diego nonstop for the next, 3 weeks, at least on multiple shows. And it's going to be really interesting to hear from you after San Diego, what you all think of this. So we're going to bug you to probably bring you on after San Diego, but
definitely.
This is going to be very cool. There's some other things that we want to talk about, but we got all these people in the chat. Let's see how many people are watching live right now. We've got 162 watching live right now, and you guys are lucky. You guys are very lucky because
man, I hope Brad Selden's not in the chat tonight, man.
So, do me a favor, Adam. Put the link that I'm going to drop in the private chat. Do you see the private chat?
Okay. Yeah,
and go ahead and put that link in there because we're going to announce a book tonight, and that is a monster, an absolute monster. And this is going to be a special Pin-Apocalypse #1 San Diego Comic-Con variant. That how many copies are going to be available for just the one that we're offering tonight? Can you break down the copy structure as I reveal the book? Here we go.
So oh my God!
Wow.
Mama!
So that's the trade dress of the official exclusive, and we did 225 copies of that one.
Good.
Wow. Let me just make sure I have the right setting here, okay? So we go the right way. So that is the trade dress. And there is also, so let me share this with you guys. This is nuts.
Stop it.
I know, right?
No more.
So you have the trade dress. All right, here we go. New tab. You have the trade dress, and then you also have. Let's click this. New tab. Of course, version of that. Let me go ahead and show here. So we have a version of that, and we have duplicate this. Sorry, you guys. Thought I was more prepared than I was. All right, here we go.
Must have been a really good session. Mine
It was, dude. It was. Okay. Holy moly. Why isn't it? Okay, so we have this one, which is the one we showed. I apologize.
You're killing me, bro. Killing me, dog.
I know, right? It's like I've got too many things.
Somebody tackle him! Let's go!
All right,
I can
hold
just
on.
hold it up if you want me to.
Yeah. Here is the original.
Right.
Show him the Virgin. Do you have the Virgin in
Give me a
hand?
second. I do, yeah.
Look at this. Oh my gosh.
Get the screen out of there if I can. No, probably not.
Look at that thing. Absolutely beautiful.
I bet you that's a comfortable scarf. What do you call it? A blanket? A blankie? What is that?
I think it's a feather boa.
A feather boa.
That's beautiful. All right. And then do you have the other one? This is a special one. This is the hero variant, right?
Correct, yeah. So we have both trade and virgin of the hero variant.
Oh, wow.
We did a hero variant since we're doing San Diego Comic-Con. We figured we need to have heroes.
Absolutely beautiful.
Great hero.
She just saved my life right now.
So the on the virgin of the regular, there's only 175, and on the trade and the virgin of this, there's only 100.
Wow. That's amazing. So absolutely gorgeous books, you guys. And check this out. So here's what everybody's been waiting for. Here is your Sveta variant link. Go to
Let me activate them for you.
Okay. So this is, we do have the Sveta variants. So you have this one. You have this one.
Dude, I've got the nickname for this cover. Sveta with Blanky. With Blanky.
All right, they should be active. I'll double check
Okay.
over here too.
Okay, so let me get back here. Here's your link, you guys. For everybody that wants to go get them, go to SvetaShubina.com. Find the links for this is there is a small amount, you guys, that are available for sale for Beyond Wednesday's fans and viewers as of right now. Make sure you guys go.
Only doing those.
Yep, we're only doing these, and then the rest will be available at Comic-Con. So pretty amazing.
We're at exhibitor table A9 is where we're located.
You guys, there are 4 variants right there for you guys. 4 variants for you guys right here. Hold on. There you go.
I don't think we have enough likes. Go ahead and take it down, Brian.
Viewership drops down to 10 people, right? Is that what happens?
Link not working. Just copy and paste, people.
Or just go to SvetaShubina.com.
You're going to have to earn it, bro.
Or just go to SvetaShubina.com.
Yep.
Yep. No Virgin, you guys. The Virgin is special for San Diego. So you have to be in San Diego for the Virgin, which is awesome. Only trade. Only trade.
We did the Virgin for the Cleaver County. That one we are going to allow tonight. We have a few of those available.
So you have all of these, you guys, that are San Diego variants that a small amount are going to be available for you guys.
It's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. So, man, absolutely beautiful. This book right here, both of these, all 4 of these are beautiful, obviously. But this cover is fantastic.
Bro, that's Brian, that's how you drop a hammer, dude. Like, right? Bro, I mean, these artists are starting to play at a very high level.
Look at Three Rivers Comics. Sveta's art makes me feel kind of funny, like when we used to climb the rope at gym class.
Never mind the Wayne's World reference.
Billy, you're a character, brother. Shout out to Billy at Economics and Comics. He says, "Boo, Daddy eats only virgins. Virgins only."
Mama.
Shout out to everybody that grabbed these tonight. This is pretty special. Thank you to Adam and Sveta for doing this for you guys.
Appreciate it.
It's gonna be a big deal.
Clutch.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Like I was looking at the link and I was watching it. I was like, I wonder
Sold
how fast
out?
they sell out.
Sold out.
That's an air horn right there.
That's fucking A.
Everything sold out already?
Sold out.
I think there's.
did it?
I think there's some curse still.
Curse of Cleaver County
is still available.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many pinups did he put up? How many?
Are we divulging that?
No, we don't need to divulge that.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
We are going to keep that for everybody out
Close
there.
to the chest.
Close to the chest. You got it. So trust me, there was enough, you guys. So congratulations to everybody that got some.
There's a good amount.
There was a good amount. Yeah. Yes.
I was too afraid to add 2 different ones to the cart.
Well, you guys got to remember, like, these are San
I figured
Diego.
there were already people there. There are already people there refreshing
bro.
our site. So
Bro.
we're not.
Totally.
People aren't dumb around here. They found Clutch's link early last week.
Totally.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'll just make it live and no one will find it. And it was like 5 minutes before we went live, there was like 3 sales. I was like, holy crap.
So here's the one that's going to be available at San Diego specifically. And not only this, you guys, there's even more. But wait, there's more. There is remarks that are going to be available. Let me show you
First
these
time.
remarks. Yeah, for the very first time. You guys are going to remember how hard this stuff is to get, right?
Yeah. And that's something we definitely want to kind of make note of is like we do have remarks for the first time and more pretty insane stuff. This does not unfortunately open the door for people to request remarks, to request signatures. It is very expensive. It takes a very long time to get shipments there and to get them back. So this will be something that we'll be doing as we can. And, you know, as it becomes easier, hopefully, you know, when things calm down, then we'll be able to do more. But, you know, even before you made this reveal, because this is the first time we've told anybody that we had these, I get emails. She gets emails, messages daily, you know, people that want commissions, that want remarks, that want signatures. And we unfortunately just can't do it. It's just too difficult of a situation at the moment. And that unfortunately is still in place. So, you know, we want to get these out as, you know, as we can.
Can we watch her video again, dude? But just with the sound.
It was good
and
video,
then show the books at the same time. Bro.
I think we can. Let me see here. Let me see if we can. I don't actually. I don't know if we can. I don't think we can. It only let me add one to the stage. But check these out. Look at these. These are the ones right here, man.
Hey, bro.
Oh wow.
Fire. That's fire.
I love how she has a autograph and she has an art signature. I think that is so cool.
Yep. They are different. They are different. The other thing to note on these remarks is every issue. So these Maleficents right here, there will only ever be 13 of each. 13 is her number, and 13 is all there will ever be. So she will not do more than 13 remarks on a particular book.
That's so cool, dude.
That's cool.
Bro, that's so cool. And that's cool. She's keeping track of however many she does.
Yeah, 100%. Same with our, we did a action figure already last year.
We got to talk about these.
These have remarks on them, and these are numbered to 13 as well. So these are 13 only. The only other time we'll do new ones is when the new figures come out.
Wow. So I got to talk about this a little bit because the first time that I ever saw Sveta's stuff was I saw the original Halloween characters that she did. What is the name of that set? Does she have a name?
It's the Halloween trio. It is her definite most famous set, and it's also unfortunately the most stolen set. Yeah, there they are. That's actually number 4. That's the 4th rendition of them. Oh, no, that's number 5. Yeah.
So
I remember when you showed this to us, Brian.
Oh yeah, there's even more. Let me show you the original ones.
It was last year, right?
Oh, dude, it was like probably 2 years. When did they come out? Adam, do you remember?
I'm not sure when she started the first 2 before me. Number 3 came out when I met her.
So I remember I used this one on a thumbnail but this is is this the one that I think that I found her art to begin with? It might have been
probably the number 2. Probably that one right there. That's that one or that one. That's number 1. That's number 2.
Yeah, I think it was this one right here. So I think it was number 2 or number 1, one of the two. Maybe it was number 1 because they had I remember having, yes, this is it right here. And the reason why, this is going to sound crazy, my mom loves old Americana, like she'll do like these cool like craft projects and she'll trade with people around the world. And I saw this and it reminded me of all the shit my mom loves. And I remember showing my mom, like, Mom, you got to check these out. And the first person that I ever remember talking to me about Sveta's art, shout out to James Kreider, he was the first person that I ever remember being like, hey, she's got a comic book. You should check out her comic book. And shout out to James, an amazing IG account, really amazing collector. But you turn these into action figures, right?
We did. So we have those are the next ones. There are actual prototypes done of them. They're being advertised on the back of here. The prototypes are done. They are unfortunately a product of the tariffs right now, so they're in limbo. But they will be done. Toy Wizards is shout out to Toy Wizards and Scott Zillner. This is his project. He came to us and invited us to be a part of it. He loves her art as well and saw these characters and knew that they would do well. He debuted this one at DCon last year. It did great. We've been doing fantastic with it, and everybody, of course, wants the Halloween trio next. And like I said, the prototypes are done. They look fantastic. We're just now stuck with the whole tariff situation.
Yeah.
It's affected where they're made and everything. So they're on
Well-
hold at the moment, but once we can, they will be back out.
Yeah. There are a couple other pieces that I want to talk about that kind of, I guess, reminds me of these pieces. And this is another cool thing that over the past couple of years, fans of her definitely know, but a lot of people might not realize that she has been working with a pin company to do these enamel pins that we all love here. And I'm spacing on the name. Is it
Yesterday's?
Yesterday's. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is our third set. 3 years in a row now. We've had a San Diego exclusive sets with Yesterday's, and they've done fantastic. I mean, they're so popular, and we were worried this year actually on these that they were also going to get hung up by the tariffs, but they just showed up, and I just got these images today as well.
That's
Sent them to
so
you.
sick.
We are so excited. We're so happy they're here. These will be at Yesterday's booth, number 1028 at Comic Con, and then we'll have them available after that. So they won't be at my booth, which is the way it works, which is great. Just like Leg, you got the Misfits T-shirt. That came from Yesterday's as well too.
Yeah,
That was the Yesterday's
Hey!
exclusive last year.
came with this one.
Yeah,
Yep.
the card, the slab
Came with
cards
the card.
too. Because there was
Yeah.
it was like 3 years ago that they did the Witchblade.
Hold on. You put that up.
Aaron's
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, I got one
Oh,
too.
nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so
Awesome.
We're in
I
line
already
together.
bought my stuff for this year, so I'll
That's
make sure
great.
to add this to my order too while I go pick it
Awesome.
up.
Yeah, we did the Witchblade. They helped us with that as well. So they set that up, and that was another situation where we found out that Mark Silvestri was already following Sveta and already knew her art very well. And
That's
so he was
awesome.
very excited to have her, be a part of that. So we did a Witchblade print that was limited for them at San Diego.
That was so cool, man. That's super cool. San Diego's going to be crazy for you guys. I mean, and that's a good thing. She deserves it. So does Andrew, right? Andrew with
We'll have
Pinapocalypse.
some Andrew stuff there as well too. I don't know if you have those pictures or not, but
Yeah, I do. I definitely do.
We'll have the exclusive. Yeah, there you go. The Pinapocalypse. The Comic Pharmacy is actually my comic book store that I have here in Walnut Grove, California. And so I did this one with Massive for the issue 1. Obviously the Dave Stevens homage. So that one there will have the standard and the foil. The metal there says that there was 25. There was actually only 5. So that's limited to 5, and I think I've only got maybe 2.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So I'll have if I find the 2, I'm pretty sure I know where they are. Those will be at the booth, but all of those will be available, as well as a old school ash can. We're doing an ash can for Andrew's new project called the Extra Virgins Club, and this is what it'll look like. We'll have 4 different colors, just like the old Sam Keith Max and stuff like that. Printed just like we used to do at Kinko's, and there'll be 4 colors, and these will be limited to 25 each.
Wow.
Oh, that's dope. I
That's
like the
awesome.
nostalgia on that.
Have these for Andrew as well, and you can, if you subscribe to Andrew's Webtoons, he has a Webtoons page. That's where you can read this entire series and follow it from start to finish.
That's awesome. We'll put that link in the description as well for everybody watching on the replay. It's been really cool to see the growth of both creators. See the growth of Massive indies
Yeah.
and what they're doing over at Massive. It's important. We need to water, so to say, farm these independent publishers, independent creators that are, trying to do what they can to, fill the void that's kind of been caused over the past couple months, which is very interesting. And Massive Indies and Michael at Massive has been doing a great job on that. I can't wait to. Is he going to be in San Diego? Do you know?
We're working on it. It's not 100% yet, and that's another thing too. Is there is still possibly one more Sveta cover coming out, and it'll either be there with Massive, or it'll be an online release during San Diego.
Well,
So there's more.
I want to remind people that we have another Sveta reveal coming up later in the show. And Adam, we're going to have you stay around a little bit when those guys come on to talk about it, because it's pretty amazing. Just the synchronicity. These guys know I always talk about synchronicity and it following me, and it follows all of us. There's reasons for things happening in this world. So that being said, amazing stuff. I can't wait for this. I know these guys are stoked. But the biggest thing that we haven't talked about yet is there's going to be something even more special available.
There is
at the con.
It's kind of freaking me out.
Yeah,
we have some original art. This is the first original art that I've ever had in hand. This is older stuff where we're going to see how it goes.
Wow.
But a lot of these were made into prints back before she met me. These are A4 size, which is like a 8.5 by 11 basically. But yeah, this will be the first time any originals are ever made available. Here she sold some in the past, to private sellers and stuff like that.
Dang, that's awesome.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they're great. I mean, it's so cool to see them, firsthand, and to see the the different ink and everything that's I don't know. I don't want to say the flaws, but just to see that it's original art. It's fantastic. Always.
Here, I'm gonna put you on the big.
Not gonna make it out of San Diego alive, guys.
All right, keep holding that up. I'm gonna put you on the big screen.
Broke.
Sure.
Wow.
So you can you can see the marker blemish, and I just love that. I always love that about original art. Is to be able to see the actual process.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful. Appreciate that, Yi.
Yeah.
I was too busy.
Oh, that's funny. You had it up too.
I'm just looking at this stuff.
Yeah, man, that looks cool. Look at the bunny, dude.
The mushrooms.
No, but the bunny's like, wow.
He's getting a look. Yeah.
Oh man, I wasn't gonna buy any original art at this convention. Or who my kidding was,
but come by, see me fast.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because as we know, we saw the Suspiria original art sell out in less than minutes for those. As a matter of fact, even Adam was like, "Hey, bring me a set of those books," and I'm like, "Done, dude."
Yeah,
Done.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like, the original art, you guys, is the play, and shout out to all the original art collectors. I know there's a lot of OA collectors that watch this show that are going to be at the con, and I have a feeling these are going to be gone very fast, along with the remarks.
I don't expect them to last long. And
do you know?
I'm not gonna lie, it's freaking me out to try to figure out what to price them at too, because it's like you have a Cleaver County book sell for $300, and I have them remarked and signed. What do I charge for that?
$1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be $1,000. And
Adam, I'm serious. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
you asked for our help. Put it at $1,000.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's such a weird space to be in, to watch your stuff blow up the way it has, and then have autograph and remarks, the only ones that exist, the first ones that have ever existed, and they're going to be limited to 13.
What you should do, ask for 1,000, and if someone really talks you down to it, like settle for 750 or something like that.
Right? Yeah. Figure it out from there.
Like ask for the moon, right?
She's worth
you
it.
Should go like, hey, you should go like this. Hold on, let me ask her real quick. I'm going to text her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said no.
Let me text Ukraine real quick.
Yeah. Depending on the time, we do. I talk to her every day, but yeah.
She's
Yep.
absolutely
She's sleeping right
destroying
now.
it, man. And the Cleaver County stuff is amazing too. I'm not surprised why people
Oh
love
wow,
it.
I didn't know that was I didn't know that was out. I didn't know she
Yeah,
posted that.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
the other cover. That's the one that didn't come out, and that one will come out. That one's gorgeous. That one looks so good.
they're so beautiful, dude. So listen, this right here though is one of my favorites.
that.
Do you have that behind you, dude?
I do, yeah.
Oh my God. Look at this, you guys. Hold on here. This is one of my
Yeah,
all-time
this
favorites.
is the Electric Bride. Get the glare out of there.
Oh, damn,
Yeah,
dude.
that's a popular one.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Gorgeous.
That's awesome.
We've just, fallen in love with all of her stuff throughout the years, and it's great to see. This one was one of my all-time favorites as well.
That's Mad Monster, actually. That's one of the Mad Monster posters.
Yeah.
That one, and then that character is Barlow. That's the Mad Monster character, and then her character. I don't remember what we called her. Frankie. Frankie. That's right.
Damn.
Yeah, those are the Mad Monster prints. So those were available at Mad Monster as exclusives.
Well, we're gonna have to talk about some of these prints and getting some in my hands because they're
Right.
amazing. I mean, look at these, you guys. Absolutely gorgeous. And you're going to be seeing more of this as the years, roll by. I think that we even haven't seen the top of where Sveta can be in this industry.
There's already, I mean, you'll see one tonight when Josh gets on, but there's already so much already in the can. So much in the can. There's already one with you, that
Yes.
you haven't been able to talk about yet. We have so much still lined up, so much that's coming out. There are some big hitter guys. I mean, just some, she's been called by everybody. So
Yeah.
we've already had some deals done.
Yeah. I think it's very interesting to see, artists get hot over the last couple of years, and there's been some that have really stood out to us because we look at the secondary market as such a a factor in this stuff for what we really love. And when there's artists that can keep their stuff collectible, and I think that that's another thing that Sveta has done, is that you guys have chosen the correct projects and done it in a way where you aren't oversaturating her stuff, which is important. At some point, at some point, every amazing artist is going to reach that level where they're putting out amazing stuff. But I think that there's like this cool growth that's happening because of the collectability as well. That is really cool to watch. I mean, she has so much art out there to begin with,
right?
Which is
I think
great.
That's the advantage.
Yes.
Yeah, the advantage I have too, especially as a manager, is she's not pressuring me to, go full time with DC or Marvel or anything, because this is the new thing. She's already well established, like so well established. She has amazing deals with, music industry and clothing companies, that she also does on her own. And this is the new thing. This is the new fun thing, and it's not necessarily the main thing.
Fucking A, man.
That's great.
Yeah. We're super stoked for this stuff. I think that we've kind of and not that I know I've put my eyes on 5 artists that to me are the new I'll say new breed. They're the ones that I love the most out of the comic book world right now, and obviously Sveta being one of them. It's great to see, and we love to root for her as well, which makes it even better. And I think those other artists we love to root for too. We're going to be talking about a couple more tonight as we go. Is there anybody out there that you're seeing that you love that's new, Adam, that is something that's popped on your radar?
I mean, some I got to keep close to the vest. But at Suspiria, man, you guys nailed it there. That's she's amazing. Like I love that art. I'm a horror guy, as well, as far as like anything of that, old school nature is just amazing to me. I love it and traditional. So yeah, I mean it's great. There's definitely some you know some up and comers. I have some people on my radar, some people I've reached out to, to possibly do business with next. So we'll see what happens. But I'm obviously very happy with Sveta, and Sveta and I are more of a partnership in a business than anything. So it's when I come up with another artist that I'm interested in, I talk to her about it and say, hey, is this somebody that you think we might want to work with too? So by no means is this I'm managing Sveta and that's it. Sveta makes just as equal decisions as I do in our business. This is our company. So
That's dope. That's super dope. Wow. Very cool shit. I can't wait for San Diego. Another reason to make San Diego, the place. I forget who I was talking to. I think it might have been shout out to Hell Destroyer, who's in the chat tonight. Sean, we were talking, another Sean. I can't believe how many Seans I run into. And look at it's like, and all you guys there's different spellings too. So I just
one of us spells it right though, so that's important.
That's my son's name too.
They call me Phonetic Sean. No.
Shout out to Hell Destroyer, who Steel Cartel, who's in the chat tonight. We were talking, and we were just talking about how San Diego is such a great con because of how everything's situated, all the cool places right outside the con. It's right next to the ocean. The weather, everything about it is perfect, and I think that's all, even more reason that a lot of us just go out there because it is that perfect. I hope they never change it. It would suck.
I will cringe if it ever goes to Las Vegas like they've been teasing this entire time, or threatening this entire time. I don't love Vegas. I don't hate Vegas, but I don't want Comic-Con.
This was pretty cool. This was the back of the books, which is gorgeous. They're just perfect.
That was Mike's idea. Mike Calero, he retooled that to make it the back of the book, and it was a great idea. He saw that art for advertisement. He's like, "Hey, man, we got to use this," and so we did.
So here's for everybody that wants to know. This is where they're going to be at exhibitor tables A9. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah.
So that's a big.
It'll be listed under Toy Wizards. It won't be listed under Sveta Shubina. Toy Wizards, the guys that do our toys, they relinquished the table to us, so it's officially their table,
awesome.
But we'll be there.
Yeah, big shout out to Toy Wizards. Thank you so much for this opportunity, because this is amazing. It's a big deal for both Andrew and Sveta's fans, which is going to be sweet. San Diego's a big deal, and can't thank them enough for giving them this opportunity. So here you guys go. Mark it down. Vendor tables, exhibitor tables 140, and it'll definitely be
A9.
Say that again.
I think it's exhibitor table A9.
Sorry, A9. I apologize. A9 at 140.
That's not Artist Alley, right?
At A9.
No, it's like, I think it's behind all the like comic exhibitors. Maybe, I'm not 100% sure.
Like in the opposite corner of Artist Alley.
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
That's fucking dope. That's super cool. All right, Adam, stick around for a little bit, because we want to have you. It was so weird, that the synchronicity just hit where, you were talking to Josh about doing something with them, with Sveta, and just happened to get both of you guys on the same night, which is freaking sweet. But
yeah, that's cool.
We do want to talk about some other things, because we have more stuff to talk about. Leg. We've talked about Leg already having, one of the first variant books that he has worked on, put together himself. And you guys know that Leg is a big Masters of the Universe fan. And, we talked with Jeff Egli a few weeks ago. Maybe it was last week, Leg? I can't remember.
No, it was like it's a few weeks ago.
Was it a few weeks
3 or
ago?
4 weeks ago. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys can scroll back to the saffron pin thumbnail.
Yeah. Well, we showed the She-Ra sketch that Jeff was doing for Leg, and Leg, you basically were like, we're gonna make this available at the booth and do a booth book for everybody. Which, listen, we had planned to do a few other books at San Diego that have fallen through, which is a bummer. But they will eventually come out. We come hell or high water, they will come out. And Leg was like, I'm gonna fill that one of those spots, and much appreciation to him for pulling this off in such a short time period. But you had run into Jeff at WonderCon, I believe it was, right, Leg?
Yeah, I saw some of the stuff he was doing. It was pretty cool. Pinup style stuff, unique stuff. And I thought, hey, I think some of the people that I sell to on live shows and things like that, and selling some autographs from WonderCon and stuff like that, would actually like what he's doing. And so I bought some books and I went on there and they absolutely loved it. And I was like, okay, well, this is, I think that was Friday. And people are like, what about this? What about that? I guess there, some other books. So I go down there. I was like, hey man, I sold some of your books. People liked them. Can I buy some more? He said, yeah. So I said, all right, man, thank you. Let's so I bought some stuff from him. And I was like, what are you doing for Comic-Con? And so we got together. He likes Masters of the Universe and pinups and stuff like that. So he was like, well, it comes with 3 covers. And then so I picked the covers, and then also I love the sketch that he did. So and so did people responded well to it. And I was like, hey, what about that sketch? He's like, I'll throw in the sketch. And I was like, well, I'll make it into a comic book. So ended up with the 4 covers, and I went a little crazy on here, but everything is numbered and very, very limited. So you see all 4 covers right there in the first. Those are so all you get on these are foil, holofoil chrome, and a metal, and that's it. And the metals, there's 5 of each. The holofoil chrome, there's 10 of each, and the foil, there's 10 of each. Okay. And then I threw in an extra. I made 10 pink magmas, and I did a booth variant of just a sketch, and I made 10 101 metals. So what I put up here for you guys, and the code, if anybody wants to start off on this, BW5 will get you 5% off. BW5. We'll get you 5% off on everything. So all I have for sale right here is the sets. So the only single book is the pink magma. But there's only 10 of those. It's $55, but there's only 10 of them that exist. So the only way you can get the metal is through the sets of 3, which are listed on the bottom there. And then, anyway, if you want the numbered set. So anyway, there's like 2 sets of each up. And the way that is priced out is like $25 for a foil, numbered to 10. $30 for a holofoil chrome, numbered to 10. $60 for a metal, numbered to 5. And that's it. So these are what you have out there. Obviously, I'm going to have some that I'm going to be at the show. I'm going to have some that are going to be on eBay Live. If you want any of the sets, this is the way to get the sets. There should be some singles available later, but probably more on the eBay Live, and I'll have some at the booth. Some at the booth as well. I'll be walking around Comic-Con. If you hit me up, if you pay attention to eBay Live, you'll see them. So these are the ways to get different sets of this book right here. So if you could see that, Brian, like if you scroll to the bottom on there as well, you can kind of see these are the different those are not all the bottom, but yeah. So these are the separate ones. So those 3 and the one above, if you buy the 3, the sets of 3 is the only way you can get the metals. The metals are numbered to 5, so I put 2 sets up. So I'm only having 3 sets with 3 metals after this. So if you guys want them tonight, have some fun. Let me know. They're going to be like the other books. They're going to ship at Comic-Con time. I use these pictures from the website and the proofs. The books are shipping right now. I don't have them in hand, but they are I've seen all the stuff that's done by this company. It's the same stuff that you see the Do You Poos and stuff that Murat Michaels uses. That's why I fell in love with the Magma covers, looking at his Batman Do You Poos and stuff like that. So should look even better than this. And anyway, numbered to 10. So I don't feel the price points are too bad for only being a few of these in the world. Everything's going to be numbered. So that is it. There's not one copy unnumbered of any of these books, and that is it. There are some a few artist proofs are going to go to Jeff, of course, gonna kick the artist down, and then that's it. So, and at the Brian, if you want to show at the booth, the thumbnail aid. So we're gonna make a blind bag of the booth. There's going to be 25 booth copies. It's only going to be the sketch variant. You're either going to get a metal number to 5, a chrome number to 10, or a glossy number to 10. So that'll be the booth.
Wait,
you're going to get one of the 3.
The booth one is just a sketch, dude. That's awesome.
Just the sketch. What? So nothing but so there's and by the way, you can't get this except at the booth. There's 25 copies you can get at the booth. So come on in. That is it. Hopefully it sells it unless it's Sunday and we didn't sell 25 bags yet. And there's going to be 1 per bag, but you're either going to get a 1 in 10 Magma, a 1 in 10 glossy, or a 1 in 5 gold medal of this guy. And if you guys want, let me know. Jeff will be signing books as well for me while I'm there. So yeah, I'll have them. I should be doing a live show with them. We can be sketching the stuff, and then there are going to be 10 individual medals that are all 101s that are not. They're only going to be. I don't really plan on them going on the website or anything like that. Hopefully the booth as well on those things. So we'll see. So that's what's up. So if you guys want those, that's why the price is a little higher, because I'm not selling them individually. But if you break it down to 25 for a 1 in 10, 30 for a 1 in 10, and 60 for a 1 in 5 medal, the breakdown obviously I don't think is a too bad of a price point for you there. I see a little Shopify buzzing. So looks like at least a couple sales so far. So thank you guys.
That sketch is really good.
Way to get it kicked off. That BW5 code, I hope you use it, is 5% off for Beyond Wednesdays. That won't be advertised. It's going to be active shortly through tomorrow too, I doubt. So basically there's not more. There's 5 of the Magma pinks for sale. Anything else, I don't think there's more than 2 to 4 sets available. So that's what's up.
Sick. Well,
the medals are different in the 1-in-1s is because there's 4 different covers. So there's 4 rose golds. And then there's a black. The sketch has a black 1-of-1 with a white on it, a black medal with a white. And then I bought the embossed raised versions of the medals for each one. So that's 9. And then there's somewhere on the other. So it's like a rose gold 1-of-1 for each cover, and then a I don't remember if it's rose gold cover. I forget. I'm getting it off. I don't have them in hand yet. And then but there's embossed, like 3-layer embossed raised 1-of-1s of each one, and they let me do that. So that's what I did. I paid for them. That's it. So again, not the cheapest sets, but a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoy them. And should be able to get stuff signed by Jeff as well. So
I told you guys, and that we're not even done yet. We still got some more books to announce that we're gonna end the show with that are fucking crazy as well. And we've got a special. We've still got one more Sveta book to announce too. And listen, we said it was going to be crazy. The show is going to be crazy, and we have our guests for the second half of the show that just shown up, ladies and gentlemen. Josh Blaylock, Pop Mhan from Devil's Due, the Disavowed. New book from Devil's Due, Disavowed. Josh, listen, man, synchronicity follows me around. And I was telling Adam, I said, Josh is going to be on the same night you are. And Adam's like, oh, really? Well, I think Josh is doing a Sveta book. And
through Mike, yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, is this breaking news?
Yes.
I don't know if Josh has even seen this.
We Massive actually arranged this one. So while Pop and I were working on the book, this is one of the benefits of having a publisher for once. So yeah, props to them, and this thing came out awesome. So
right,
did he send it to you? Did Michael send it to you?
He did. I have it. I'm going to bring it up here.
Well,
if I can, go ahead and talk about it a little bit. Talk about talk about how you found Sveta and how she you reached out.
This was all done through Massive.
Yeah, through Valero.
Yeah.
Wow. That is smart on Michael's part in a major way. All right.
Yeah, we set up like for the first issue. I got Dave Johnson and Michael Golden and Steve Kurth and Tim Seeley and just called in everybody, and we also got this guy Adam Riches. But so part of our publishing deal is also getting their help and all of that too. So props to them. There's some other surprises coming up too. But yeah, this one is a beauty. And also, I guess it's safe to say then, like, part of this is due to the success, of the Kickstarter being successfully funded and moving forward. We're finally got a release date of October 1st for stores.
Ooh.
Is when it'll all kick off for retail.
Okay, let me grab this real quick. So this is a special reveal for the Sveta Shubina Disavowed variant. Talk about this. Look at that. Holy moly.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Mama.
This is the character Fatale.
Absolutely gorgeous. And we've talked about Disavowed multiple times on the channel. We're super stoked for it. I think last San Diego, we stopped by and you were kind of talking about Disavowed for the first time, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, this thing's been in the works for a while. So when we got to just in time for San Diego, we had been working for months with Massive on setting the deal up if we were going to do it or not. We finally all agreed on everything and got it announced right before San Diego, and we put an ash can together that was sold there. So it's literally coming up now will have been 1 year since that ash can was released, and now the book's just now finally getting announced. So the story setup and everything has been so long in the making. So for me, it's very exciting to finally let this see the light of day. Pop is just been cranking away on pages. He's well into issue 3 now, almost done with that. So yeah, we're looking to do this for the long haul.
Well, this is the first time that we've had Pop on the channel. Pop, we want to welcome you and thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're super stoked for this. Talk a little bit about you working on this and your relationship with Josh and Devil's Due.
Yeah. So first and foremost, hey guys, how you doing? It's a pleasure to be here. I met Josh a while back. We kind of we were floating in the same circles, a lot of different little social circles and creative circles, and we finally just decided, hey, let's work on something together. And I've known Josh, or the first time I came into contact with his name was on the original G.I. Joe from Devil's Due. So and I really wanted to get my hands on working on any kind of military book with Josh. So when Josh decided, or when he allowed me to find out about Disavowed, I was gung-ho, no pun intended, to the book. So yeah, definitely. And yeah, I think working on this book has been a lot of fun. I wanted to, I'm such a huge fan of Michael Golden and what he did for the Nam. And I remember one of the first talks Josh and I had about Disavowed. I just blurted out, "I want to do the Nam." And I remember Josh kind of going, "Good," and then that's kind of once we kind of fleshed, or once Josh more or less fleshed out the story and let me kind of have fun with the visuals on it. it totally didn't look anything like the my Uncle Golden's the Nam. It just didn't work out that way. But I think I did find I guess my own quote unquote voice for Disavowed. So I'm
Well,
really happy to be.
it's
cranking on
funny
this.
because I think every one of us that are on panel right now are such big fans of G.I. Joe. We've at least I've told Josh multiple times that my favorite Joe stuff by far in comics was the Devil's Due run. It was the time when I was probably most reading comics on a regular basis in my life, and it was a perfect nostalgia hit right at that right time where I had a little bit of extra money and I was following along weekly. Some of the most important stuff in the G.I. Joe comic book world came from that run.
Campbell.
Yeah, right. You had the early Campbell stuff, Josh, which was amazing. The early Turner stuff, the Joe Benitez Firefly stuff was amazing. All the new characters that you guys came up with in the series and the different storylines that you guys had in this series were fantastic. And I think that so many of us that were fans of this throughout that time period are so excited to get the Disavowed and kind of like, I mean, let's be honest, it's kind of like, you're G.I. Joe again, if not, better.
Well, thanks for all that. Yeah. I mean, it's a way to be able to play in the same kind of genres and but at the same time, it very clearly, obviously, like About Face, it's an homage / parody / riff off of the whole thing, but for it to really work, it's got to truly live on its own unique qualities at the same time. So this is, Homelander is to Superman as Rick and Morty are to Doc and Marty,
Hell yeah.
Just take any comparison like that. So you pull people in by sort of like setting up these expectations they have for these character archetypes. That's sort of like almost like it's kind of like using Sherlock Holmes or any character archetype, that's how you sort of get across to people, like who, kind of who they think these characters are. And then they want to see what you're going to do to like mislead them or misdirect and change, like deflect their expectations. So the real goal is, they might think you're going to go one way, or they might think you're going to, twist it a certain way. And if you can like come in with something completely unexpected that, that they didn't foresee, like that's the real goal that I think will make this thing. So I think by the time we get into the second issue, people will really start to really get an idea of where this is going. But yeah, the easy marketing tagline is G.I. Joe meets the boys.
Yep.
But yeah, like it's some of the coolest looking stuff I've ever got to work on, thanks to Pop. And
go ahead, Pop.
Yeah, to add to that, yeah, no, I was going to say to add to that though. I think one of the funnest, that's not a word, but yeah, one of the funnest things about working on this was trying to find that line. Because I come from like Marvel and DC and stuff, and so there's always limitations to what you can do there. And so working on this, Josh, it was funny because I would train something, and Josh was kind of like, let's push that line a little bit, and then I would draw something else, adding more to it, and it's like, no, we can go a little bit further. I was like, are you sure? Are you sure? Is this the line? Because can we push it even more? And yeah, but I think that's probably one of the more exciting things about working on this book is that there is no line. I don't think, or we haven't found it yet. I don't think. Have we, Josh?
I remember saying to you, like, the thing that we have to be really conscious of, like, is just whenever people read it, there has to be something each issue where, like, if you're literally in the store reading it, or if the person working behind the counter is reading it, they have to be compelled to say, "Holy shit, did you see this? You got to check this out," or "Don't flip ahead. You've got to check this out and see what's in here." Like, that's what we really have to try to do every issue. And the Joe parody and the 80s parody and all that stuff is, yeah, it's what pulls people in. And then, you know, but we have to really like keep them and make them want to come back each time. So in a way, it's like, hopefully it's actually one of the reviewers gave a great quote where he said it's like the nostalgia without all of the back issues. And that kind of plays into what we're doing by pretending this has always existed too, like sort of like outside of the story itself. So it's kind of like a fun Mandela effect. Like there was so much shit like this in the 80s, you know, like, haven't you heard of this one? Yeah, but that's why I think I brought it up in here before too. It's also gonna, as it goes on, it's just as much of a love letter to like every crazy 80s military action hero and ninja movie and, you know, all the crap that we grew up on reading and stuff we rented on VHS that we probably shouldn't have been watching. You know, and it opens itself up to like themes at the same time that are parallel, like not just how this nostalgia won't die. And I bring that into like the characters themselves. There's an element of them that won't die and sort of runs parallel to the phenomenon itself. It also kind of gets into conveniently like how power structures won't let go, how the old generation won't pass the torch, and you know how the younger generation sort of looks back at these crazy old stories, you know, that you'll hear and you wonder like, how the hell was that even allowed? How was it possible? And maybe be a little bit envious. And that's kind of like, that came about sort of feeling like before Skybound did what they're doing, and I think they're doing an awesome job with all that. I had been thinking like, how would you rebrand or revamp something like this? Because it had been so long since it was rebooted in a big successful way that got a lot of hype. And I kind of thought, well, actually, it's been so long, trying to modernize these characters might not even be possible anymore. But what if you went the other way? Like, what if you kept them in their era and you just embraced all the absurdity of that time? Whereas in like the early 2000s, it was like, let's modernize them, let's pull them in, and it's all about sort of like the badassification of it, the like making them as cool as you remember that they were, you know, as a kid,
yeah,
and then amping it up just a little bit more. But now you can sort of have fun going the other way, and I don't know. There's different layers to it, and we also have a whole part of it that runs in the late 90s, where the son of a late former member of the team, the United Five, discovers a pistol in his aunt's closet that actually shoots a laser, even though it's like this old ass like 92 Beretta.
Hell
it makes no
yeah.
sense. And that sort of like leads him down this path of obsession to like in his adult years finally find out what was going on. And so there's 80s nostalgia, there's 90s nostalgia, because this kid's like all on the internet obsessed with like the military conspiracies, and there's Area 51, and there's this not very well kept secret about this crazy battle that went on between this secret military force of all these wild cards and some crazy over the top esoteric terrorist cult and crazy weaponry and all that. And now today it's like all buttoned up. Everything seems like back to normal. There's no more crazy weapons like that we know of. And he's like obsessed with finding out about all of it.
That's cool.
And the Disavowed refers to former members of both teams that now work together to fight against the power structures that were manipulating them both from the very beginning. And
that sounds great, man. That's totally up my alley. It feels like a mix between, you know, the great movies I loved as a kid, the G.I. Joe nostalgia. It's got that like Art Bell coast to coast, you know, thing kind of going with it, right? So I'm all for it. You got the Kickstarter going right now. There's only 3 days left, you guys. So if you guys want to jump on this Kickstarter, I've dropped the link in the live chat. I'll also put it in the you know, description for the people that are catching it on the replay. But make sure you guys go check this out. I want to talk to you a little bit about Massive. Talk about Massive's place in this and how important they've been to the Disavowed.
Well, just some shameless like promo explanations on the Kickstarter too. Like one of the covers is like a wraparound, and in the retail level, you're not going to get that. It's going to be broken up into 2 different issues as a connecting cover. So there's on this pilot edition, there's like little bells and whistles like that you get. And then what Massive is good about doing, I think, is also flipping it the other way. So like that Sveta cover, you're not going to be able to get on the Kickstarter. That's going to be like some crazy, like a ratio.
It's going to be a monster is what it's going to be.
Yeah. And there's another one that I'm really excited about that I wish we could show that like gets across like some of the parody stuff.
Show it.
We'll bring you back on, man. We'll get you on here if you don't want to show it now.
I'll be like, I'll tell you what I think about working with a publisher. I'm gonna do what I want. No, they can reveal that and whatever else they're cooking up. So yeah, I'm just it's a little tricky because this is the first time I've worked with a publisher in like over 20 years. So we put a lot of faith in them to take this forward, but like it lets me just focus on being the creator,
which is dope.
And just stare at the pages Pop sends in and make him do all the work.
Well, before we get into Mercy Sparx and stuff, I want to ask Pop a couple questions because whenever we get a creator on here, we always have to ask the question, creator first. Over at Beyond Wednesdays, we run a living list that is all, and the reason why is because I'm one of those guys that I love to find creator first, whether it's their first published work, stuff they might have, there's some like Frank Miller and Todd McFarlane would send in letters to letters pages when they were kids and stuff.
Right.
So we got to ask you, what is your creator first so we can add it to the list? And we want to hear about you breaking into this industry. So tell us about your first published work.
Okay, so way back, I basically I broke in as a ghost artist for an artist named Wang Win. He worked on The Punisher and a few other books, but so this poor guy, I had just graduated high school, and I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I drew well enough-ish, kind of. And I discovered comic books. I discovered the first comic book I picked up was, or in my later years, beyond, like my brother and I, we bought comics from like 7-Eleven and whatever when I was a little kid. But my first real book that I picked up was a X-Men #4 by Jim Lee.
Hell
and
yeah.
I looked at that and I was just like, you know what? That's the best thing I've ever seen in my life. And I remember wanting to do comics after that. So from there, I started going to comic book conventions, trying to find more books and just immersing myself into the comic book community. And that was when I was at a local comic con and I met this guy Wang Win, who was an artist, and I discovered he let it slip where he lived, and it turned out he lived about less than a mile from me. And so I hounded this poor guy like almost every day. It's like I would ride my bike over to his house and be like, hey, do you want to teach me how to draw? Do you want to teach me how to draw? And so I would just hound this guy. And I finally broke him down, and he was like, look, I'm working on this creator-owned book. If you can draw me a page in like 3 days, then I'll take you on. And, I basically, I did. And then so he had to keep his word, and begrudgingly, no. But no, he let me work on this book called Law Dog and Grimrod, which is from, I believe it was from Epic, Marvel's Epic, or Eclipse? No, it was Epic. something like that. But anyways, that's the very first book I ever worked on.
Law
It was,
Dog and Grimrod spelt like this. Let me go down to that. Hold on, just so we
sorry,
can
I'm
get
old.
this.
I need glasses for this.
Law Dog and Grimrod.
I'm ordering this now.
I know.
Yep,
we're gonna bring this up. Hold on here.
Bro, we get the rookie cards here, bro.
Law Dog.
First,
hey,
so,
dude, are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, I got a little run of those, dude. What
Dude,
is
I
it?
sold that Law Dog on the right on eBay Live yesterday.
No shit.
I swear to God, it's an embossed cover. It's in a pile sitting right here.
That's exactly, that's the book. That's exactly the book.
Issue 1?
Issue 1?
Yeah, issue 1, the very first book with that cover.
Damn it, Leg!
It looks dope.
International Highway. Yeah, that's the very first one. Yeah.
It's got an embossed cover. It's actually super cool.
Yeah. No, it's really like you can kind of tell a little bit some of the pages that Wang inked all of it, and he redrew most of what I had drawn because it was what I had drawn was god awful. Like it's not really usable. In fact, if you're flipping, are you flipping through the pages?
Yeah, these are the pages right here.
I can tell you which pages I worked on. Actually, no, wait, it wasn't that one, or is it? Because that's Flint Henry, I think.
Is this the wrong one?
Yeah, that's the wrong one. It's not that one.
Okay.
It's Law Dog versus Grimrod.
Law Dog versus Grimrod. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
There we go.
So
I got it. Right here.
Okay.
And it should say Wang Win as the artist on it.
Okay, let's see here. You got it right there. Wang Wen.
Yep.
And you're on there, dude. Your name is credited on there. This is it, you guys.
How does that work? Yep,
It's above.
that's the very first one.
That is awesome.
But yeah, that's the first thing I did. And then the first official book I drew that was all mine, I think was an issue of Stormwatch, because I got hired by Jim like maybe 6 months after Law Dog came out. So I was working at Wildstorm. I believe, it was either fill in some pages of Stormwatch or. My first official full book was Union number 4.
Union number 4.
Union.
The Onion, yeah.
I remember Union.
Yeah.
Wow. Say that again. What was it?
I think it's Union number 4.
That's crazy. All right. We've got Pop in the list, ladies and gentlemen. So another creator added to the list.
Also, I'm wondering, because my friends and I were talking a long time ago. Now they're here kind of bringing up He-Man Eternity War number 10. We can't think of an image before that where Skeletor's holding the power sword.
You know what?
I can't. We get like all going back, and Masters Universe compared to a lot of other titles doesn't have like thousands of issues or anything like that.
No.
So we think that's first. Definitely the first cover.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it is too. Now, the funny story about that is, so when I first got on the book, beyond watching the cartoons, I wasn't really entrenched in the He-Man lore, and so when I started drawing He-Man, I was a fill-in guy at first, but when I started drawing He-Man as the regular artist. There was such a rich and deep and entrenched fan base of He-Man that it was insane. I had no idea. It was so, and I felt out of my league for the longest time because people were asking me all kinds of questions about He-Man, and I was just like, and then but I felt bad about it, so I started really researching a lot of stuff about He-Man, and I had one of the best resources, which was Rob David. He's one of the main writers for Mattel at Mattel for He-Man, but yeah, he taught me a lot and told me a lot of things about the He-Man lore. So I feel decently qualified now to speak on He-Man.
Nice.
Which is good.
Very cool. That is a picture where it's like one of those things where you're like, how the fuck was that never done before?
Right?
No.
Right.
Indeed.
I mean, the outfit as well. Obviously, I mean, he's like Faker with Skeletor's head.
Right. That's exactly what it kind of was too. Because I asked him, I was like, "Are you sure you want to do it like this?" And they were like, "No, we want it to be iconic, and we want it to be, pretty much so that people look at it and instantly go, that's the shot from from the cartoon and everything else." So, yeah. Like I was really second guessing myself a lot on that cover because I like you were saying, I think that was the first time that Skeletor was holding that power.
And it's always the one missing. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? If you're digging in there and you find that the He-Man section, you're like, come on, number 10. No.
When did you do that? Because when we started talking, after like the lockdown era, like you hadn't really done comics in a while, and you were like Disavowed, like kind of like sucked you back in. But like, was He-Man before that, or?
Yeah, no, it was way, it was around 2015.
That book.
Yeah, it was a while back. I had stopped drawing comics for a good while before Josh sucked me back in with the enticing siren song of blowing people up.
You're welcome, and I'm sorry. Yeah, he finally starts doing this, and then he's like, he's like, you can have, this is like a really intensive book, he's like, it'll be fine. And then he's like, God damn it, of course, as soon as I start working on this, now like 3 people call me like, hey bro, can you help me? Can you do these pages? So,
Well,
now there's a bunch of pop shit coming out.
We've had a bunch of people jump in the chat tonight to bring up another amazing IP character, Josh, and that is Mercy Sparx. And of course, we talked about this cover the other night on the industry show, which Pop also did. That is fan-freaking-tastic. This is
I thought they were going to say Spy Boy.
Well, this right here is a McClay cover if I've ever seen one, right, you guys? I mean, Jesus. All it needs is a couple skulls in there, and I'm all for it. So, this is amazing.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that cover.
It's great.
That one.
Mama.
Yeah, I was trying to figure. I was like, how phallic can I? What kind of phallic thing can I insert in there without getting in trouble? Hey,
you got a mic
by
issue?
the way, yeah, is that me or is that the?
Yeah, it might be you. Might jump in, leave, and come back. Just leave and come back, and we'll bring you back in.
Okay.
All right, here we go. So, okay, we'll see if it's Pop. It might be Pop. It might not be. We'll see. But
yeah, everybody leave.
It sounds like the old cell phones when you had them next to your like speakers.
Yeah.
The ring was coming in.
Oh, it's not Pop. Hold on.
Yeah, that's Joel Herrera.
Well, no, the phone issues. I want to make sure it's not mine.
Oh.
Let me check my cord. Okay, so this was one of the covers that we just fell in love with, man, when we first saw this. Absolutely amazing. The Joel Herrera Mercy Sparx cover, which is definitely cover of the year category right here. Fantastic. But talk a little bit about the series itself, Josh.
Yeah, well, Mercy, and I'll talk about Mercy and then this specific series. So Mercy Sparx, real quick hook, is she's a devil girl that works for Heaven hunting rogue angels. She is like plucked from the underworld, thrust onto Earth, wakes up looking like a human, and just told like, you work for us now. And then she can change to her true form as needed. It's like a glamour. Doesn't really want to do the job. She so just procrastinates and drinks too much, smokes too much, and has no consequences. And that sort of starts the whole series off. So it's been going on for 16 years. It's, it peels back layer after layer, builds up this big epic. So once you complete like the whole 2 omnibus stories, and then even the most recent issue that came out after that, No More Angels, now like it sort of all wraps. Like it resets the status quo, but she's not on that same like constant angel hunting mission. She kind of has heaven off of her back, not doing as much of their dirty work anymore. But they needed to call her in for one more big favor. So now like that's done. She's living in this new place back in the city in Chicago, because everything needs to be in Chicago. And now after the whole arc and all that stuff before that was all sort of instigated halfway through by her mother, or like she has this really evil demonic mom. And now we're getting into the father's side of it all. So she's got her guardian father figure, Karduk, who took care of her when she was little and abandoned. Her actual father, Armoros, which is this disgusting like demon thing, who had actually imprisoned and Karduk for decades, in like total torment, inside of his own weird demon body. It's a whole other story. And then the other inside joke of her daddy's like this priest that she has a crush on, who's this exorcist, and a couple other characters to come into play. So that's
hell yeah, that's right up
she
my
gets
alley
a distress
too.
call that the priest, Father Donovan, has been kidnapped, and they got to go save him.
Hell yeah. I love any heaven, hell, angel, demon play on any stories. It's always been cool to me. Mercy Sparx, a classic character that has already built an amazing fan base that we hear about all the time. I think it was last year also that you re-released the first issue.
Yeah.
So
Got in on that a little bit. Now I'm going to start picking some of the cooler like back issues, doing new special re-releases, and like it takes the series never came out like that regularly, so it takes a while to get these big collected editions. But it also is a story that starts off very like tongue-in-cheek and surface level sort of gag, but then it really builds up into this big epic thing. So now that people can binge these omnibus collections, they see how much story's there, how much of a universe is really there. So I'm kind of like Mercy's always been screaming at me like, dude, just fucking will you make more, please?
Hell yeah.
And people will buy it.
Hell yeah, man. That's a good character.
Yeah, so this is issue 2, and this is me and Brian. So I never actually drew the book. Like I do draw, but I design the characters usually for the things that I write and pass that over to the artist. So I'm like developing the world. But especially back in the day running the company, like I just couldn't do all that. And Mercy No More Angels was the first one that I actually drew myself. And now Daddy Issues, I'm drawing that with Brian Rogers, a newcomer who's really coming up, doing finishes for me. And
that's great.
This was a jam piece. So me and Brian and Joel Herrera all just worked on this together and wanted to do a fun, simple connecting cover sequence that these are all the key characters in the story that tie into the whole Daddy Issues theme.
Yeah.
And the tentacles in the background,
I love it.
Actually, that's Mercy's dad. So Karduk. So Father Donovan, he's this priest. Like his character was like in the very second issue of Mercy, like well over a decade ago. He was possessed as a little kid by a demon, and that's why he's so good at his job, and he can sort of see things other people can't because he was exposed so young. And he's been a recurring character forever. Karduk, that he's like this ancient Sumerian.
That's exactly what I was going to ask. Old school Sumerian, man. Old
school.
He's
like a Babylonian Sumerian badass warrior dude who escaped the flood.
Yeah.
So Mercy's not actually from hell. She's from Sheol, which is the underworld from the Old Testament before there was a heaven or before there was a hell. When you die, you went to Sheol. It was kind of like Hades. And then sort of the gag in this is like, well, what the fuck happened to Sheol after everyone started going to heaven and hell? So it's a place where you go if you fall through the cracks of the divine. So Mercy's like the daughter of two demons. She's not in trouble for rebelling, but you don't get to live in a nice neighborhood. You know, you don't get to live in heaven. So there's also humans in Sheol who either one never, they kind of hid out and they never made it to heaven or hell. They just stayed there and they have lives and families. And also, though, you could escape to Sheol. And Karduk escaped the Great Flood and made it there. And time sort of passes differently there. And basically, I just don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But yeah, Mercy was like a little toddler. He was enslaved in this place where her mom kind of dumped her. And then it got attacked. And he saved her, and he ends up raising her. And then we cut ahead and see like teenage Mercy being raised by this like now like sort of biker, like bounty hunter kind of guy with this little kid around all the time.
That's dope.
And then Mr. Suit, he's just as classic of a devil dude in a suit that there could be, who shows up and gives Mercy her orders. He seems very robotic. He's just all about doing the job, and not someone to fuck with. So,
hell yeah, this is dope. A lot of fans are going to be stoked for this. I imagine. I'm stoked for it. I'm really glad to see. Again, we've talked about Massive multiple times. I'm glad to see, what you're doing with Massive.
Yeah, this one will be through Massive Indies, so you can get it through Lunar through Massive Indies. It'll be through Filbo if you want to get.
Shout out to Filbo.
Just Devil's Due on Filbo. It'll be wherever anybody wants to buy it. So, whereas the Disavowed is actually published by Massive. So it's because just the way the comic world transpired over the last year, we had the publishing deal, and then all of a sudden the distribution thing happened. So, now we have like a double presence.
Well, you can use every tool in your tool belt, man. Like any smart businessman, any smart, creator, publisher, whatever. It's a big deal. So
I think Pop was getting like transmission and got beamed up.
I know, right? So we kicked him out, and he's getting, I couldn't figure out a way to get back. But
yeah, dude.
Let's see here.
He texted me. He said he's having a problem. Well, he was gonna stay on for about a half hour anyway, and he's having a mic problem.
No worries, man. Just tell
him to come back at a later date, though.
Well, that's what I was going to tell you. We're going to bug the hell out of him like we bug the rest of you guys to come back on this channel, and there's always an open seat for you guys. We're looking forward to getting you guys back on here. And here's the thing: you're not going to San Diego this year. Is Devil's Due and going to have any present at the Massive booth, or is there anything like that?
No, I'm staying back and making comics.
Yeah. It's smart, man. It's smart.
Yeah.
The way to do things.
It's fun. I love going there, but like this year with everything that's happened and stuff, like I just need to get books out, get stuff done.
Yeah,
it's big. It's important.
I at least would like to fly in and hang out at the Hyatt at night, or the Hilton.
Yeah.
Bayfront after hours every day, but yeah,
that's the fun part.
Who knows? I say that all the time, though. I say that, and somehow I might just end up there. So
I was just about to say, yeah. Next thing you know, you're going to be flying out. Look at behind Josh. You can see the great image behind him, which is so dope. Very cool. For all the Mercy Sparx fans.
Yeah, Mr. Stu, yeah. Actually, this is Zoe Thorogood, like a random page I got at a Tim Seeley. And,
wow.
Ella Seeley and like their art gallery, a bunch of artists owned in town.
Yeah.
Actually, this is your girl Maria up here.
Oh, sick.
That's an OG Maria Wolf piece.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's amazing. We love her too. She's another one of those artists that we're just like, she's the new breed. She's one of the new breeds. So, well, listen, I can't thank. I wanted to keep Adam on just because it was a cool thing to have both of you guys on tonight. The synchronicity has hit the show multiple ways, and we can't wait for all this stuff to happen. You guys go check out the links that we dropped. If you're going to be in San Diego, stop by, say hello to Adam at the booth. and buy some Sveta and Andrew Tarasov stuff over there. And then, of course, go check out the Disavowed on Kickstarter for the pilot edition. Keep your eyes out for the massive distribution published book, and of course Mercy Sparx coming through massive distribution and Filbo and other avenues. So very cool stuff. Thank you guys for coming on tonight, and we're gonna bug the hell out of you guys to come on again. So
thanks, guys. And Adam, tell her how excited we are to have her do a cover. I was not expecting that, so
yeah,
really cool
no,
surprise.
I'm excited. We're excited for the book, and more so now after you just described more of it. Like, I'm like, holy crap! I already
Excited
told
enough
Michael
to do
that I
more?
needed one, but yeah, it's yeah, for sure.
hey, maybe we need to see a Sveta Mercy Sparx cover.
I would not be mad at that.
Yeah, Michael actually talked about that early on, back when you had first got with him, and we just never fleshed it out because Pinapocalypse started going. But that's actually, I told him yes. I said, yeah, we'd be interested in that for sure.
Hell
Cool,
yeah,
man.
hell yeah.
All right.
So
Thanks, y'all.
thanks
Really
Josh.
appreciate
Thanks
it.
Adam. We'll talk to you guys later. I'll reach out to you guys after the show. So I want to thank both of
Sounds
you
good.
guys for jumping on, and thanks to Pop for jumping on too. We're gonna bug the hell out of him to come back. So all right, guys. Later, Adam.
Thanks, guys.
Later, Josh. That was an amazing multiple guest show tonight, you guys.
That was so good. Did you throw the Kickstarter link in the chat? You
I
did.
did. I did. Let me throw it
So
in
awesome.
again in there.
Like I'm super stoked for it, man. Like listen to Josh talk about it, because like I saw it when we talked about it last time. I was like, oh, it's cool. Like especially with all the resurgence of like Joe and Transformers and all that stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then I read through the campaign. I was like, oh, this actually sounds really really fun. Like it's a cool story. So
Yeah, dude. I'm super stoked for both of those. Every project that we've talked about tonight, I'm pretty damn stoked for. But we have a couple more projects that I'm just as stoked for that we haven't talked about yet. We kind of teased this. This is going to be the third link that I drop tonight that I tease for you guys. We're going to reveal some amazing stuff. We're also going to reveal probably another one of those artists that we absolutely love. That Clutch. You've been working with Pete now for quite a while, doing some amazing stuff. You helped work on getting Pete his very first cover in comics, which was talk about a shot out of the cannon with the Battle Beast book. It was fantastic. And of course the Exquisite Corpses one. We've talked about others, but there are a couple, you guys, tonight that we're going to talk about. And not only that, I'm putting a link in the chat for everybody that you guys, Beyond Wednesday's viewers, live viewers, there's 180 of you watching right now. Here is your final pre-San Diego exclusive shot. And just jump on there quick and go check it out while we're talking about it, because we have we have multiple books to talk about tonight. First, I want to talk about the Pete books, and I want to start off with the Big Rigg book, which is amazing.
Wow.
There's some really cool Big Rigg covers being put out there, but man, like Pete, I think like I was talking to my buddy Tim Daniel over at Vault, and he's like, hey man, we'd love to do Pete to do a thing. Like, what do you want to do? And I was like, dude, like Pete's doing these portraits. I think we can do something really cool. And he was like all into it. So, and Pete knocked us out. And again, as Leg has shown, because he's the only one in the house that actually owns Pete Originals, like these are acrylic on paper. Like this is all hand done. It's not digital. It's anything. This stuff is gorgeous.
Wow.
This dude's a bad motherfucker, man.
He's so good.
Let me drop this in the link for the Discord for everybody that's in the Discord too. It's in the live chat. You guys go check it out. This is going to be for the Post Malone Big Rigg series, which I got to be honest, this is the best cover I've seen yet.
I love this cover. I saw some really good ones. I'm excited to see the stuff that I saw. Hell Destroyer is going to be doing like they've got a pack of things.
Well, we're going to talk about that.
We're
going to talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah. In a second.
Yeah. So what Clutch is kind of talking about is Hell Destroyer is going to do a special blind bag pack for Big Rig. And there's a special event that's going to happen that we'll tell you about in a little bit. So don't leave, you guys. We've got even more to tell you before the show ends. But this isn't the only Pete Carroll book tonight.
Here
It's
we
going to
go.
be available.
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
bro,
this might be one of the best Something is Killing the Children covers that you're ever going to see.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, the Pete freaking killed this one. This may have actually been the second cover we started working on together, because the timeline for this was like overlapping with when we were working on the Exquisite Corpses, even though like we'd done Battle Beast way early, and then it got delayed, so it came out later. Turned out to come out the same time that Corpses came out, but we had already worked on this one because Boom had a really early timeline that they needed for the San Diego stuff, so to be cut off. So yeah, man, this cover's sick.
I agree. Martin S says the reflection in the blade. Oh my God, her green eyes, the little doll on her shoulder, fantastic. She's all battle damaged and battle worn.
Oh yeah,
and look at those.
That was like Pete's thing. He likes drawing people who have been through fights. Like he just loves that. So I was like, dude, do your best, So
the new battle damage.
Dude, the new battle damage.
Wait till he gets to draw bloody Battle Beast.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying I didn't realize, but someone bought that Battle Beast original art like last week.
Oh my gosh.
Really?
Because I don't think he put it on his site. I think someone must have hit him up directly. Because I hit him up. I was like, hey man, do you still have that? And he's like, mate, I just sold it last week. I was like, oh my God.
This guy Pete Carroll's going to be around for a long time, bro.
Oh yeah,
Dude, I hope so, man. Pete's so nice and so stoked, and we got a couple more things in the works right now too. Like it's super fun, man. I love working with him.
But this shit looks so fresh and new. I mean, it's just the reflection on the blade is a fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah,
he's got such a great style.
Yeah.
It's different. It's not like anybody that's out there. I think that's the other thing, I'm going to keep bringing up those 5 artists. We've talked about 5 artists and they all have their own style. Mark, Sveta, Suspiria, Pete, Flops Comics. These are the 5 new artists that I think we're going to hear a lot more about. We talked about some artists over the last couple of years, Maria Wolf being one of them. That is just amazing. That has their own style. These artists that have their own style that don't look like anybody else really stand out in this industry.
Well, you got like modern age comics. I think this should be called the artist age, because it's clearly cover driven and that's fine, but being able to discover new talent like this and seeing how it evolves, it's pretty cool. I mean, because now it's down just art. It's just art.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that's really been special too about watching you guys originally and then coming on the show too, and you guys have such a knack for finding talent, and these guys, and it's like to see you guys talk about them, months in advance from when they start to really kind of crack. And it's, I think people are understanding if they show up to the show, they're gonna see what's going down, like if they're gonna find out what's coming up, and and also for us too on our side to be able to help out and do this, get stuff set up for down the line to bring these people to covers and stuff. Like if people haven't checked them out, like I'm stoked, man. Like it's awesome.
Well, here you guys go. There's 2 of them. These are what are these limited to, Clutch?
Dude, so the big rigs are 250 and 250 each. So there's the trade dress version, there's a trade dress, and then there's the foil full art, and then they each have a different back. So I think one of them has like the tire treads and the other one has like other logos. It's a really cool effect that they did on those ones.
Yeah, I like where are the tiger treads? Hold on,
yeah, if you click on the trade, go up on there and click on the trade dress. Yeah, I think if you click on where it says trade dress down there to the right.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, right here. There we look at
Should
that.
show.
Yeah.
So that's what the trade
sick.
dress. Yeah, and I think that's all courtesy of Tim Daniel over at Vault. So
That
the
does
Virgin
look
is
cool,
like super
man.
clean.
Dude, that back cover looks great. What a
Yeah.
great clear
Tim
cover.
Daniel, I love that dude, man.
Jesus. Fantastic. And then,
Yeah.
of course, how many of the Something is Killing the Children set?
So 300 trade dress and then 250 of the Virgin foil.
And there is a small amount available, you guys, to those of you who aren't
Yeah.
able to make it out at San Diego tonight. So go, if you guys aren't able to make it out to San Diego and you like these, I'll drop the link again in chat for you guys. These are available. Go check them out. And we're not done yet, though. So this is a big thank you to you guys. Again, you guys have made this channel and this brand amazing, and we can't thank you guys enough. We have more, but there's even more tonight. How about a Daniel Warren Johnson, you guys?
That's fucking cool, dude.
Yeah, dude. When
Let's go.
When Greg from Boom hit me up, and by the way, too, all these books I've knocked $5 off each, so they're going to be $5 more expensive at the show. So that's the other thing for you guys too. At the show, I wanted to give you guys a discount on all the books. So when they're at the show, they'll be, this will be $30 and not 25, and same with the other one. So
that's
taking
huge.
care of you guys.
Huge
again first. So, yeah, and so Greg hit me up before, because we've done a bunch of books with him before, from Something That's Killing Children, Berserker, and he was like, hey, we're going to do some stuff for San Diego. We're doing this archive edition of Berserker #1. I think they got some really cool stuff announced for the show. I think Ali and Webster, ANZ Comics and Webster's Vault showed that they're doing some cool blind bags of these too. So that's kind of fun. He was like, hey, here's a list of artists. Like, let me know if you're interested in one. And I saw Dan's name on there. I was like, dude, absolutely, I'll do a Dan thing if you have it. And they're like, the names of all the people were awesome anyways. So I was like stoked. And he's like, yeah, Dan's cover's available for you. So
this cover's amazing, dude.
This cover's so cool.
It looks kind of like a little anime, but
yeah,
man, dude,
it's perfect
badass.
for a signature, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty great.
Right here, a sketch right here, maybe, remark, something. Perfect.
Yeah, dude, I love it. So, and this one's got a permanent 500, and this is a foil. I don't think it says on there, but this is a foil as well. It's a full art foil or full cover foil.
That's sick.
The Berserker trade dress is on there, but it's a foil. I forgot to add that.
So, shout out to everybody that picked up the Suspiria books last week. Those are sold out. These are available for a small amount of you guys tonight. Congratulations at everybody that got books tonight. There's been multiple links dropped. We will put those links in the description below for everybody that has caught this on the replay, and just check them. You might get lucky. Who knows? We don't know if they'll still be available or not. But this is a big deal for us and you guys. San Diego, we're going to try and do this every year. Do something special for the run up to San Diego, because it's going to be nuts.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. And I love the fact that we can do this for folks, it's awesome.
Well, here's the thing. We've got we've got one more show, and then we're probably going to be MIA for a week. I mean, there's not going to be a show on Tuesday night for the industry show the week of San Diego. It's probably not going to be a show Wednesday night either. It's probably not going to be a show Saturday night. But what I will try to do is I will do my best to drop in live when we're all together and we're hanging out and we're doing stuff. We'll try to. I will be. Make sure you guys are following the posts. If you guys go to Beyond Wednesdays, if you go to the YouTube page, let me go ahead and show you guys this. This is something that's kind of important. If you guys go to the YouTube page, let me go here, and you hit the bell to subscribe and hit the bell, to get notified whenever anything posts. That includes videos and live sales, but it also includes this community post page. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a bunch of stuff on this community post page. You can keep up over here with everything we're doing in San Diego. I'll drop all of our live sale links. I'll drop all of the cool things that are happening. I'll put pictures on here as well as on Instagram. But if you guys hit the bell for all notifications, you should get notified whenever we drop the community posts as well, which is a big thing. For that week of San Diego. So super cool. Shout out to Painey in the chat, picking up a set of the Pete Carroll books, who is also out in the UK. Shout out to all our UK brothers as well. MJ Comics is in the chat. Shout out to MJ. We're starting to see our UK brethren wake up because it's early morning over there. Very early morning. Which is kind of cool. And listen, it was kind of cool seeing the banner before the show. There's going to be a table at San Diego that's going to have all these books available and more. Make sure you guys come and stop by the table. You'll see, some of us around throughout the whole show. We'll be hanging out there, and there'll be a lot of cool stuff available. Booth number 1101 at San Diego, you guys. That's going to be absolutely crazy too. So
yeah, right outside of Hall, it's right at the doors of B, which is like right. You walk right in, and we'll be right there. So
the doors of B.
Yeah, B1 lobby B1.
Right.
That's huge, huge, super cool.
Yeah.
Wow. High Voltage Mark says someday I'm going to San Diego. Hopefully I'll be able to chill with all you all. Mark, you got to get out there, brother, and hopefully it's soon. I don't plan on missing a San Diego anytime soon, unless something crazy happens. I think it is worth the trip, especially if you're close to the West Coast, to do. It's a lot of fun, and it's kind of a pilgrimage, and it gives us all the chance to kind of meet each other, hang out, grab a bite to eat together, drink a beer together, whatever. That's a big deal. So,
oh yeah.
All right. 2.5 hours of a show. And
it was a great show.
Dude,
people stuck around too.
We didn't even do we didn't do New Comic Book Day. We didn't do the market report.
Yeah, we did. We did New Comic Book Day.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, kind of.
These are
right.
new comics.
Yeah. Yeah.
We did a FOC and New Comic Book Day, bro.
Go check out Cover Price for the new books this week. They do a great job every week of showing the new books. There's some great books on there, including actually we got to look at one book. We got to give a shout out for one book, at least one book this week. Shout out to our brother Mark Spears, who's got something pretty cool going on. Mark has a new series of DC comic covers that are just fantastic. That are it's starting with Aquaman. He's got a Aquaman card. It's like a old school DC card covers. Is the best way to explain it. Let me go ahead and show you guys this sweet Mark Spears book. So this is issue 7 of Aquaman. Look at that. Looks great, even with the barcode doesn't, make it look bad. It's got that vintage feel. And shout out to Mark, who I believe he's still on vacation. Maybe he's almost done.
Yeah, I talked to him a little while ago, man. He was buying a lightsaber, and I almost Venmo'd him to get me a lightsaber, but I was like, man, I got too many, dude. Don't
I want matching lightsaber to. Bro, you've been trying to play lightsabers with Mark Spears since.
Hey, bro, that's my boy. Dude, leave him alone.
What color would yours be? And what would his be?
Oh, I don't know, man.
Joe's would be yellow, bro.
We know who the good guy is.
Yeah. Joe's would be yellow. You're an evil son of a bitch. So, look at him over there. Yeah, that's a really good book. Make sure you guys go check that out.
Get the Emperor. I should have told him to get the fucking Emperor's Palpatines, dude.
Wow. he is doing another signing. I forget the name of the store in Florida. I believe Saturday. So make sure you guys go check out Mark Spears' IG. Give that a follow. Go show him some love. Tell him Beyond Wednesday's crew said hello. And he'll probably kick you out of the store. But I say, get out of here. But yeah, man. Good shit. Shout out to Mark. Other than that, I don't know what to say.
Dude,
What a
I'm
night.
already tired, bro.
I know.
Dude, I earlier Hood when Adam was on showing that stuff, I was like, dude, Hood is going to like this show. You're gonna lose your freaking mind, bro.
Hey, dude, show the video. This
we're gonna end the show
message.
with that. Yeah, we're definitely gonna end the show with that. So I want to remind everybody about everything that we saw tonight. A lot of crazy stuff. All the links will be in the live chat. I'm dropping one last link. Shout out to Josh Blaylock and Pop Mhan jumping on. Josh talking about Mercy Sparx daddy issues, which is also getting ready to launch on Kickstarter. I just dropped the link in the chat for that. The link will be in the description for that. Of course, there's also the Disavowed Kickstarter, which is also available. It's got 3 days left. The link will be in.
Cool as shit.
Oh,
dude.
it does, man. The links
Yeah.
will be in the description for that. You also have the Big Clutch books, which three, count them, San Diego variants are available for Beyond Wednesday's community. Limited quantity available. You've got a 500 print count and a 250 print count on this one. And how many on the Something is Killing the Children again?
300 of the trade dress and 250 of the foil.
So they're all 500 or under, you guys, which is a big deal. So go check those out. Of course, you also got our boy Big Legs foil saffron swimsuit special with
Dude,
She-Ra.
I love that sketch, Sean.
Yeah.
That I really like that
is so
sketch.
sick. I'm glad you're like you said you decided to do something with it because it's like,
dude, that's badass, dude.
Yeah,
right.
because
And that magma
obviously
looks
it's the
sick.
first thing I saw, and I saw other variations, excuse me, of this as well. So there was the same deal. I work with them. There was went from lightning to the dust to make it a little more She-Ra and such. And then I saw that and I was like, dude, I love that. I love that sketch because it's the first thing I saw. He's like, here's where I'm at. And I was like, oh, all right, man. We are good to go. So
Mama.
this was a way to get numbered of the ones that you want that are going to match. So you're going to be able to get singles of this as well. I did throw up only sold one of the magma, but so that one is the only single in there, but I will be able to give out the singles on those as well, but they're all pretty limited. So that'll be fun, and hope you guys show up to the booth, maybe open the bags and see some nice hits in there. So,
that's a word you don't always hear all the time. Magma. Like the last time I heard that shit was from Dr. Evil.
It looks so
the
good.
magma.
and I can't wait to see it because here's the way that you design on the site and the way that the proofs are, things like that, So I can't
Pink
really
magma.
They do
That's
such
fucking fire,
such a
bro.
good job, dude. Yeah.
If
So I did that.
anybody's
So that's the other thing. So the booth variant is gonna have the sketch with the magma. It's gonna have 10 of the magma, 10 of the foil, and 5 of the metal, but the metal will be gold. So that'll be the booth, and you're gonna get. And I made that bag. Like, what the hell? Let's open it up, and that way, don't know how the price points. Put a lot of it in there. I'm thinking probably like 30, 35 a bag, but the worst you're gonna get is a numbered to 10 comic book.
That's awesome.
Come on, I know the prices for the other companies that do these things, and these are beyond competitive. So I want to have a good time with everybody,
And if you guys get a chance, go check out the link tree. My link tree is in the description. And if you go to the link tree, you can find the link to my eBay live sale tomorrow. Leg, are you going on eBay live tomorrow?
Yeah.
What time?
Thursday I'll be on 6:30, same time every Thursday, 6:30. I'm right after One in Comics. And I'll be on Friday at 4:00 as well. And these are gonna be my last shows until the end of next week. I'm heading off to Mexico. So a little midsummer in the
Hey,
middle
dude,
of the
be careful, bro.
vacation.
Oh yeah, dude.
Why are you going to Mexico, bro?
What is cheap?
Mm,
I speak some Spanish. It's fine.
bro, you better learn it. You better
Sí.
learn it, bro.
Yo necesito hablar español.
Well,
Give me all your comic books, ese.
I'm not bringing any comics, man. I'm just chilling out.
if you guys,
That's him. That's Leg.
if you guys watch Leg tomorrow after Wanted Comics, make sure you guys come hang out with me. I will have some fire previous San Diego Comic Con variants, super limited stuff from San Diego Comic Con of years past. I will also have some really limited signed stuff.
Where'd you get those?
I will also have vintage Silver Age keys, first Superman Flash race, first Yellow Flash. So many crazy things will be available. And also my final few eBay live sales before we head to San Diego. So I've only got a couple more left as well. So make sure you guys hit that bell to get all notifications as I do dual stream all the live sales. Drew from Wanted Comics is also in the chat. Make sure you guys follow him.
Hey, what's up, Drew?
Yeah. So you have a huge block, 8-hour block. Rabbit Comics, Wanted Comics, Big Leg, and Brian McClay, aka Beyond Wednesdays tomorrow. For eBay Live,
I will be at Superman, so I'm gonna miss your guys' shows.
You lucky SOB. I'm waiting till Sunday. I'm gonna go Sunday.
Friday
for that.
morning, baby.
Friday afternoon.
Nice.
Anybody comes in and starts to ruin that. I don't even care about your opinion. The only thing you're allowed to say is it's the best movie ever. If you even tell me it was meh, like, fuck off. Like, let me just watch it.
It's fucking Superman, bro.
Just let me just let me watch the movie.
Big thing on my end for next week. So Monday, I'm doing a very cool, kind of weird debut stream on Monday on eBay Live. So 6 p.m. Monday night. I don't know if I can say it yet. I think I can say it. Let's say it. I'm gonna have
bro. You better not have Campbell.
F it. I'm gonna have some of the first PSA graded slabs available to auction off.
Dude.
I got a very small batch of really cool slabs I'm gonna drop. So I'm picking them up from PSA on Friday.
Are they invincible?
What day is that, brother?
Huh?
Monday.
What day is that?
Monday.
I'm dropping the link in the chat, you guys.
Are they invincible books? Oh my god.
There's some
some major heat, you guys.
You're the devil, bro.
There's some cool stuff, man. We wanted to
fucking
do something
official,
big,
dude.
So we're gonna do something
What's wrong? Jim Lee was busy.
Yeah, sorry guys. Speaking of Jim Lee though, guys, too, like if you're watching too and you want to check out the cool stuff for San Diego, like there's a lot of really sweet eBay lives going on, and folks who've got artists. I know Big Leg has got an artist coming through doing a stream.
Well, Raymond Gay action guys. Yeah.
I'm gonna do a stream. I haven't announced this yet either, but I'm gonna do a stream on Saturday afternoon with Humberto Ramos at 2:30 p.m. on Saturday. And I've also got a pretty awesome stream. I'm gonna do the morning. They throw me in there because it's in case everything goes wrong. I'll be the first person streaming, so it's like no one else gets harmed. But I'll be doing the first 2 hours of the show on Thursday morning at San Diego. And so more information on that next week. But I have a really great guest with really cool stuff, and then I'm doing a really cool pack break show after that. So we're gonna try to get some cool treats for that one. So.
And speaking of that, our final thing to talk about tonight, which I kind of just glanced over. So we are heading out Tuesday night or Tuesday afternoon to be in San Diego to meet up with these guys for Tuesday, and there is a special event that is going to be that night. Shout out to Hell Destroyer, who does this amazing thing. Him and his Wolfpack crew, they do this amazing thing at a hotel right across from the convention center on Tuesday night, where a bunch of retailers and artists and comic book buyers, if you're there in San Diego Tuesday night, you want to come hang out. It's going to be a big event right across the street from the convention center at the J Street Harbor Club Hotel, I guess. Is that what it is? Poolside clubhouse party from 6 to 11 p.m. Food, drinks. It's invite only. So I will be putting this up on my Instagram and also on the YouTube community page. Is invite only, so reach out to either me or Hell Destroyer, aka Steel Cartel, and we'll get you guys there if you guys want to come hang out and say what's up. Have the ability to score some really cool exclusives before the show starts as well from a lot of other great artists, including Nathan Zerdy, who will be kicking off some streaming with Drew from Wanted Comics. And I'll tell you what, I cannot wait to talk to Nathan Zerdy this San Diego. Let me tell you. Oh, and speaking of Nathan Zerdy, we'll be talking more about him on Saturday night for Drama Alert. Let me tell you. And drama, we got your back, Nathan. We got your back, brother. That being said, we love you guys. If you're checking in on the replay, check the links in the description. I'll start adding them now. Thank you to Josh. Thank you to Pop. Thank you to Sveta. Thank you to Adam. Thank you to everybody that hung out tonight. Thank you to Jeff. Thank you to Pete. Thank you to Suspiria for making the San Diego exclusive amazing. And before we go, I'm going to leave you with this amazing message from Sveta Shubina that she sent to us for the show. Let's get it.
Hi guys, this is Sveta Shubina.
Oh.
Take a moment to Hi guys, this is Sveta Shubina, and I'd like to take a moment to thank all of you, my fans, collectors, and retailers, for an incredibly warm welcome into the comic book industry. Your encouragement and support means the world to me, and I truly couldn't be here without you. Also, I'm beyond excited to share with you my brand new and obviously hot Pin-Apocalypse San Diego Comic-Con exclusive cover, as well as the return of The Curse of Cleaver County. I really hope you like them. Moreover, we have a very special project coming soon with Brian.
This is my book of the week, you guys.
That wins.
Yep. 1 in 25, Sveta Shubina.
Man.
Yep. It's that artist that we've been talking about here on Beyond Wednesdays for a while. This is called Pin-Apocalypse. It's from Massive. This is a 1 in 25, Sveta Shubina. This is going to be a big book.
And the House of Stein team. I'm also freaking out when I see my covers among the top lists. That's really cool.
Here's the thing, you guys. I think we still have to give Sveta the crown, because at number 1 this week, Detective Kaiju, issue number 1, the Sveta Shubina, 1 in 25.
This one, I mean, I had to put it above because it's selling for more. The Pin-Apocalypse is selling for 150. This one's selling for 175 to 200.
It's a tie.
I think that's why this one had to get the nod.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Thanks again for love and support, and I can't wait to show you what's next.